Without further ado, please help me welcome Bass Glee Club to the stage. You will notice a little bit of a theme with all of the choirs, and that is that we try to teach them something that would be non-contemporary or from either the Baroque, the Classical, the Romantic time period, to study that part of their music history, and then also make sure that we are learning perhaps folk songs from other countries or other cultures. So Hallelujah, Amen is a setting of Handel's piece from Judas Maccabeus. So that was one of our older pieces. This next one is arranged by Marilee Webb, and it's an English folk song entitled Turtle Dove, and it talks about leaving someone that you love. It does have a soloist in the middle, Jacob Robinson. Do hold your applause until the end. I promise we will applaud for him at that time. And then you'll see basically we'll take a little bit of a break while we bring Treble Glee up, because they're actually going to get to combine on two pieces as well. So of their 4 songs, the Glees are going to do 2 of them together. So this is Turtle Dove featuring Jacob Robinson. piece, as you heard, was When I Am Laid in Earth from Purcell's Dido and Aeneas, so it may be a song that you might have heard before at some point. It's a famous aria that was arranged for two-part treble voices. So that was one and it gives the melody to the altos as well, so we like to be able to let them sing melody, not just harmony. So that's been a good challenge for us this year as well. And then the next song is entitled Shiru, and it just means to sing and enjoy, find joy in life, which we're obviously really excited that we're able to be singing and doing this. And so this was a piece that I think really resonated with us. So this will be the second piece for Treble Glee, and then we'll invite Basically back up and do two more. So the composer of the next selection, 1 Million Voices, says this about the song. Brian Tate is a Canadian composer and arranger. He says it was inspired by the courage of individuals who are willing to take risks to come forward, speak their truths, and stand up for human rights. And it is dedicated to all those who have the courage to speak out against the abuse of power. So this is 1 Million Voices. that's a little easier. So obviously I talked before, our first selection was Mozart Ricevete, a lovely little chorus. And then of course Shula Rune, which is an Irish folk song. And we got to have one of our singers who also plays violin work with us, which is always a treat to have another instrumentalist with us. The next selection is Psalm 23, excuse me, from a psalm trilogy by Cyril Irving Glick. And this piece was written, it was commissioned for the Toronto Children's Chorus by Ian Epstein and his wife in honor of the bat mitzvah of their daughter Gabby, who was a member of the Toronto Children's Chorus. And so he actually wrote all three, and we will just be singing one of the songs, which is quite beautiful. And if you recognize the text, hopefully you'll hear it as they sing it. But it's a psalm of comfort. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And there's a moment in the middle, the big moment that says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. So it's a sense of comfort that we offer for you this afternoon through this. Then we will sing a selection that Choral did a few years ago that's becoming a traditional for them. And that is What Happens When a Woman. And this text the song is written by Artemisia, but it incorporates some body percussion. But it asks the questions, what happens when a woman takes power? What happens when she won't back down? What happens when a woman takes power? What happens when she wears the crown? So it's a strong song for our chorale to be learning and spreading that message as well. So these will be the last two for chorale.
Israel.
Thank you very much. And in case you didn't get a chance to read the program, the translation of that last song is "Today is a day to rejoice," and I think it is just a day to rejoice all of this beautiful music and the fact that we are together sharing it. It's a joy, and I think we don't realize how much we missed the community. They sang all last year, as you know, and they gave a couple public performances, but not all together, not feeling the energy of your friends watching you, knowing that everybody, all of the different families from all of the different choirs are getting an opportunity to learn from the different choirs on stage. I think it's really powerful, and it's a statement on the community of the choral department, so I think it is a day to rejoice. The next selection, Regina Caeli, will have a couple soloists again at the beginning, and we will recognize them at the end. This is by a composer by the name of Jose Mauricio Núñez Garcia, and he was Brazilian. And a lot of people don't, he was a contemporary of Mozart's, and a lot of people don't know about him. And so we are trying to make sure that we are learning about composers who perhaps are not ones we've learned from before, for whatever reason. He is going to be a composer we will continue to study, so the choirs in the spring are planning on combining, and we will be singing his Requiem later too. So you will notice, if you are a fan of Mozart's music, you will hear some similarities. So this next piece is Regina Caeli, and then we will switch formations for the next one.
Regina Caeli,
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty amazing. And as you can tell, they're creating the sounds of the instruments. I wrote more about it in the program if you want to hear more, and you'll get to hear that piece again later this year as well, Dej. So I didn't say anything beforehand, but hopefully you had an opportunity to read and see a little bit more about the background to that piece. This next song, More Waters Rising, the composer writes this about the song. This song was created back in March 2016. There was an HB2 bill passed in North Carolina, and when the artist wrote this, it was the early days of winter 2017, and the song felt deeply resonant. Quote from the composer, "For me, this song is about seeing what's coming on the horizon, harder times that are inevitable and unavoidable. But the answer to the fear of what's coming is resiliency and claiming a strength within ourselves that has been there all along. Aspects of this song are inspired from elements of African American civil rights and protest songs." So this is More Waters Rising, and we've talked about, we're standing on stage for the first time fully in 18 months. And they have their lovely singer's masks that make us look a little duck-like, or somebody said it looks a little bit like a muzzle for a dog, so awesome. But they look at me breathing. My mask is not coming into my mouth, which is why we have these for them, so that it's hopefully easier for them to sing in. But when I read the word resiliency from the composer about this piece, I thought about the singers, because I think that is something that they have just adapted as best as they can over these past couple of years. And as you can tell, they're all just still making some really great, beautiful music. So this is More Waters Rising, and then we'll continue with an arrangement of Fix You by Coldplay.
I will read. success when you don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. When you feel so tired that you can't see. Stuck in rivers, and the tears come streaming down your face. When you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be to fix you?
High up above or down below, when you're too in love to let it go. But if you never try, you'll never know just what you're Lights will guide you home and ignite your lost. I will try to fix you. Tears stream down your face when you lose something you cannot replace. Tears stream down your face and tears stream down your face. I promise you I will learn from my mistakes. Tears stream down your face and lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.
So this will be Vocal Ensemble's last selection, again with two soloists that we'll acknowledge at the very end. And Shannon Nelson did mention, but of course Bexley Music Parents will be selling some items outside. Those sales support the entire program, K through 12 band, orchestra, choir. So we do encourage you to get a little sweet treat on your way out the building. And then she also mentioned about cabaret tickets. So 2 weeks from today will be the closing show. We would be probably finishing it around this time of Vocal Ensemble's Halloween Cabaret. So of course this did not happen last year, but some of you might remember from years past. So the cafeteria is completely transformed into a spooky wonderland, and the singers select their own literature to sing. They sing solos, small groups, duets, and it's a wonderful activity for them, and it's a great opportunity for you to support them towards their future endeavors. So we do also want everybody to continue being safe as possible, so masks, again, as Mrs. Robbins mentioned, will be required for that. And we are really crossing our fingers that we will be on a really good downward slide with everything, because in June of 2022, they are supposed to be traveling to Spain and Portugal. So we would really love to be able to have that happen. So this fundraiser, Cabaret, will help to support them to get there. So you will have some coffee, you'll have some tea, there's water, there will be some sweet treats as well for you to take with you, obviously, so that we don't have masks off during that time for very long. But it's a wonderful opportunity for you to support these singers, and you can purchase tickets today. You can find Shannon out back or Suzanne Klingelhofer. I believe both of them will be selling tickets this afternoon. So you can find them, and if you forget or don't have money or say, oh, I don't know, you can always just contact me, and I will make sure to help you out. That's Saturday at 7 on the 23rd and Sunday the 24th at 1 p.m. So we do encourage you to come to that. The next full concert with all of the choirs will be on Sunday, December 12th at 2 p.m. back in this space. So they'll be starting to work towards that as well. And then between those two events, actually, there is another concert that Vocal Ensemble was asked to share with the Ohio State Choral, which is the advanced group at Ohio State, which is pretty great. So they're going to share a concert with them. So it'll be a lot of what you just heard here in this set, but that's on November 14th. So if you want more information about that, I believe it's in your program, but also you can contact me if you want to know more about that specific concert. That's not held at Bexley, so I sort of mention it and then let you come to me if you're interested. At the conclusion of this song, we will all stand, you can stretch your legs, and sing Bexley's alma mater, and the words are on the back of the program, so hopefully you can enjoy this last selection, Circa Mea, and then join us in singing for the end. And again, thank you for being here this afternoon. You can purchase some items out back. And thank you for supporting your singer in their endeavors, because it's really important, I think, especially with the trying times we have now. So we will see you on December 12th, and hopefully maybe with a little baked good out back. So here we go. Let's sing Bex's alma mater. I don't know, maybe Samuel, we might want to turn the house lights up just a bit, please, just so they can see, please.